Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we are going to discuss another topic in dependent origination, which is called Winnana. So, what is Winnana? So, Winnana has been divided into six categories. The first thing is anything. The actual Winnana is the consciousness. We get those consciousness by six inputs. One is our eye. So the consciousness we get through eye is called eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and with the mind consciousness. There are six categories of this consciousness. So how do you get this consciousness? So when we see a picture with our eye, when the picture come with contact with our eye, that is first thing happens. Then the vijnana occurs. The vijnana takes place. So that understanding about that picture is called chakku vijnana or eye consciousness. So what happens is as soon as we get that eye consciousness, so about that consciousness, everything in our karma bhava just come to that to mind, and then gives us a good picture about this, good understanding about this picture we are seeing. Let's say we see our mom, so we just see a picture of the picture of our mom. So how do we get all these other things into our understanding? So that's because the vijnana or consciousness we attached before, and they all are in our karma bhava. So those things come to help that the particular vijnana we just got to help us to have a good understanding about what this is. So when we see our mom, so we as soon as we see the picture, so we got that, oh my goodness, this is my mom, I love you mom, so I want to give you a hug, and all these affection things. So that comes with our previously attached vijnanas or consciousnesses. When you see your friend, still same thing. When you see a beautiful picture or scenery, waterfall, so that all, as soon as you see those things come to your mind, and then that gives you a clear picture about what you're seeing. And that's the other thing is the ear consciousness. If you see a sound, so what's this? Just a sound. If you see a song, let's say, for example, and as soon as you hear that song, then all the attached consciousnesses before, previously attached ones, comes to your mind and gives you a better feeling about what that is. So likewise, as soon as you that sound gets into contact with the ear, then that happens first, and then consciousness starts. So that's the second phase. The first phase, second phase, it just happens in a split of a second, probably 1 billionth of a split of a second. But still, that getting contact is first phase. The making the consciousness is the second phase. It's very clearly described. It has been clearly described in the Abhidhamma. So anyway, so when you see the picture, when that picture comes to contact with eye, it becomes, so you make your eye consciousness, then sound touches your ear, is called ear consciousness. The smell touches with your nose is called nose consciousness. Tongue consciousness with the taste, touch with the body consciousness, with the memories, dhamma, with the touch with the mind is called mind consciousness. So those consciousness, so the consciousness, it can also be defined in, it has been defined many varieties. Like for us, because of the fact that we have that ignorance, so that consciousness is, when we attach to that, is leading us to go through this samsaric journey. But when it comes to an arahant, they understood their prajna, their wisdom is cutting that ignorance part. So they don't have that ignorance. They 100% abandoned that ignorance. They understood the reality. So they, even for arahants or even for Buddha, when he sees something, he understands. When he sees a king, so he knows the name of the king and which kingdom, everything comes to his mind. He knows everything. When he sees elder Sariputta Thero, he knows, okay, this is Sariputta. And so that understanding is something. You're attaching to that understanding is something else. For Arahants or Buddha or Pacceka Buddhas, they have that understanding, but they have a gap between attachment and this understanding. But because we have the ignorance till that anagami level, the third stage, we have for the anagamis, even for them, even though they are in this Brahma verse, they have some sort of attachment to that tranquil or that existence. So they had to work on that to get rid of that and then become arahants. So for arahants, that consciousness does not have the ignorance in it. So they just consciousness, it rises and then passes away. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help them to, it doesn't issue any karmic energy which causes them to be reborn. So that's why after the arahanthood, so they're not going to be reborn again. As soon as they die, then that's it. That's the end of this samsaric chapter. But for us, it's different because of our ignorance in our wisdom. We, as soon as that consciousness springs up, that is also with that some sort of an ignorance. So that issues that karmic energy and helps us to go along with this samsara. So hope you understand that there are 6 consciousnesses with these our 6 senses. So when we have that consciousness, what we do is we just attach to, or we keep attaching them. So because of that reason, it helps us to go samsaric journey. But arahants, they don't have that attachment part because they don't have the ignorance, so they do not go along the samsara. So hope you understand that, and I'll come up with another video later. So bye for now. Dear one, Sarma.